Hey guys, Mr. Moore here. I couldn't find a tutorial online, and so I thought I would just go ahead and build one of these on a video. This is going to be what's called a wall. So I'm going to tell you, grab a wall to build our mechanisms. So here are the pieces that you're going to need. You're going to need 4 of these 3-inch standoffs. That's what these are called. You're going to need 4 1/4-inch screws. Okay? You're going to need 2 of the 3/8 screws. And really, this is the shortest. This is the next shortest. Then you're going to need 2 Kep's nuts. They're the ones with the teeth. You're going to need a 15 by 25 flat plate. You're going to need a 15 by 25 C-channel. Okay? They're the same length. And then, of course, you're going to need the base plate. Okay? First thing you're going to do is take 2 of these 1/4-inch screws, right? And you're going to drop them through the side. Okay? Actually, I'll just show you on this side since I've already done 2. You're going to go ahead and drop the screw through the very end of the wall, right? Very end of the flat plate. Just hold on to it with your one hand. Literally just kind of screw this through. Okay? Hand tighten it with your hand. Drop the other one through. Make sure I'm on camera here. Same thing. You're going to do that to all 4 corners. Okay? And again, you're just going to hand tighten it. We'll crank it down in a little bit. Now we're actually going to connect this to the other side. So you'll notice that it doesn't really fit on it does fit on this way. We don't want that. We want to see the edges facing to the outside. Okay. So really, the easiest thing to do is to lay it down, and you're literally going to take one of these. We'll call it a screwdriver for the lack of a better word. And actually, I was wrong. You're going to need 8 of these 1/4-inch screws. I said 4. You're going to need 8 because you're going to need 4 for each side. So you drop this through. This is called a it's an Allen wrench, but it's a driver. Okay, Allen. Because you're actually able to give it more torque, which we'll talk about in class. It is magnetized, so just take a little bit here to get it going, and you're going to screw that in. Okay, until it's tight. And like I said, you just kind of want to make it, what I call hand tight. You don't really want to crank it down. Wait till you get all of the screws in there. You never want to crank one of them down before you get the other ones cranked down. Just a good rule of thumb. So you're literally just kind of screwing them in here. Grab 2 more. Come to the other side. All we're going to do at this point is we're going to then attach this to that base plate. And this gives us what I call a wall. And when your screws fall like that, grab them. Since I'm making the video, I'll grab it in a minute. Please don't leave them on the ground. We lose a bunch of these, and then we don't have enough to actually build what we want to build. So make sure you pick up the pieces. And the other thing is don't get more pieces than you need. Okay? So being that this is our first video that some of you will watch, I'm going to say that over and over again in class. Do not get more pieces than you need. Now, once you've got this in, just kind of give it a turn. You don't want it to crank too hard because what happens is you'll end up stripping the end of the screws. You'll widen out the hole at the top, and then the screws won't work, and we got to throw them away, and so on. And so you want to make sure it doesn't rattle. When you shake it, there's no rattle. You're going to come over here to the base plate. Now, this is why we need a little bit longer screws just to give us some room here. And this is why you want the 3-inch standoff, so that you've got a lot of room in here to work. If you get the shorter ones, there's not a lot of room. Start on the 2nd row, okay? If I turn this sideways here, don't go to the 1st row. Don't put it all the way to the edge. Start on the 2nd row. Gives you more room to work underneath. Grab one of these 3/8 inches. It's the very next long one. That's the next longest one, okay? Stick it through like that, and you're going to turn it over. You have to hold it with one hand. Don't worry about it. It's not straight. You take the Kep's nuts. Now, if you take a look at that, you see how it's got teeth? Trying to make it come in clear. The teeth always have to bite against the metal. Okay? So remember, the Kep's nuts have teeth. The teeth need to bite into the metal. So you're literally just spin it on, hand tighten it. Don't worry about cranking it too tight yet. Come to the other side. And you're really not going, you don't have to go all the way to the edge. I really shouldn't have done that, because then I've got the screw. Come in one so that we're not battling. You're not battling one screw next to another. And you can even come in 2, but you just want to get it towards the end. drop that through. Okay. Turn it over like we did the other side. I'm going to hand tighten these on. Now here's the nice part. Because these teeth, these Kep's nuts have teeth there, once you get them hand tightened, and turn this back over, this will slide down through the top. Don't go at an angle. Come right straight down above it through that hole. And if I actually crank that, that will tighten down. Come over here and crank this one. If you have to, you just kind of hold the Kep's nut underneath a little bit. And now, if you look, there's no rattle. It doesn't shake. Okay? Now what I would do, I would go ahead, let's go ahead and add another one. So get one more Kep's nut and one more 3/8 inch screw. Let's put it in the middle. This way, it's got extra support. And then, of course, most of you are going to stop the video, but if you're still watching, every time you grab one of these base plates, just make sure all these screws, or these bolts and screws bolts and nuts are tight so that it doesn't fall apart when you're building something. Once I tighten this down, it's all set, and you are ready to build your first mechanism. All right, I'll see you next time. Have a great one.